It's Amanda from My Life, My Way. It has been a rough day around here. This is Edune, by the way, if you haven't met her yet. We've been napping around the house, so everybody's kind of tired, except me, because I've been studying and doing homework, because that's just my life these days. Hi. Maybe you're the girl. Thor's just sleeping on the bed beside me. This is my study room, by the way, and I have 2 mats on the floor for all the dogs to come and join me, and it's out cold. It was kind of a rough day today, and I was not willing to laugh about it earlier, but now that I am, I figured I would tell the story of our adventures to the vet's office this afternoon. So, I took the dogs to the vet on Friday. And we went and got their shots done, because Thor's a little overdue. She was ready for her next round. So I brought them both in. We got everything done. No big deal. Perfect. Brought them home. Everything was good. They were pretty tired. That's pretty normal. Wasn't super concerned about it. Yeah. No. Yeah. Hi. You gonna stay with us or you gonna go down? We're not sure. Too tired to make a decision yet. So anyways, I took them into the vets. Everything seemed fine. We went to bed on Friday. They were a little bit tired, but that was about it. And then Saturday... No, we're done? Okay. I tried. Saturday, everything seemed okay. Thor usually goes out, like, every hour or two during the daytime. That's pretty normal. He's completely housebroken, which is awesome. He's only 16 weeks old, so I'm pretty happy with that. The little miss is Nat, but she's also not big enough to get up and down the stairs by herself, so you kind of hold a little about that. But anyway, so usually he sleeps through the night. I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, usually once or twice myself. When I get up to go to the bathroom, I take him with me, I punt him out the door, I take her off the bed, I put her on a pee pad, I go pee, I collect us all back up, we all go back to bed again. And that's usually our routine, and it works out pretty good. And then I woke up on Sunday morning to him, like, whining at the door to get out. And I usually sleep from, like, 4 in the morning till about noon. I'm a nights guy. That's just kind of how it rolls down. They've always slept with me during the day. They're totally happy with that. They kind of, the puppies, they kind of come in and out as they want to, but they sleep a lot because they're also puppies. So I think he'd only been in bed for, like, 2 hours. And just, like, crying at the door to get out. What is happening here? Alright, fine. So I let him out. I went to the bathroom. I collected him back up. We went back to bed. Everything seemed normal. Wasn't super worried about it. Kirby just forgot to pee when he was outside playing earlier. No big deal. When I sleep at night, by the way, they're on the bed or in the room with me, but the door's closed, so they can't go through the rest of the house. And then their kennels are in the bedroom, so if they want to sleep in the kennels, they can. If not, they can kind of float around, go wherever they want to, but it's mostly puppy-proof, so they can't get into anything super bad. They still eat occasional sock and my slippers, and that's about it. So anyway, like 2 hours later, he's whining at the door, I gotta go out. Like, what is going on? And I'm only half awake, I haven't really put 2 and 2 together. So I let him back out, I went to the bathroom, collected him back up, we went back to bed. And we repeated this process, like, every hour or two for the whole night. I was like, well, that was super weird. And then over the course of the day, he still seems fine. He's playing what they do, and they're running around together. I mean, they nap pretty hard when they nap together, but they also play hard when they play together. So okay, no big deal, didn't think anything of it. And then on Monday morning, he did the same thing. Wanting to get out of the door. So okay, fine. Well, I let him out. This time I followed him out to see, like, what was going on. And he had pretty runny diarrhea. Not explosive, but pretty soft. Like, oh crap, that's what's happening. Alright, so I phoned up my sister, because I was supposed to work Monday night. So hey, I need a solid, I need you to watch my puppies for me for the night. I usually leave them in the kennel for the 10 hours I'm gone for. It's awful, they end up peeing in the kennel, that's fine. I have mats in there, I just take them out, wash them. It's definitely not their fault, that's a me thing. I only work like 1 day every a week, so it's not super bad, they don't get locked in there very often. But I did not want to do that if he's having diarrhea. So I phoned up my sister. She's like, yeah, no problem. So she came over. She ended up leaving at 10. I got home at 12:30. So they were in the kennels for about 2.5 hours. He did fine. She said there was nothing out of the ordinary for them. They were running around playing, having a good time. He ate fine. That was all good. all right, so let's go to bed. And then Tuesday he did the same thing, wanting to get out again. I'm like, oh, it's super weird. Okay, so he's still got soft poops. All right, so okay. All right, I'm becoming less comfortable with it. But I've cooked up rice. I've increased how much pumpkin he's getting. Figured it'll sort itself out. I mean, puppies get diarrhea. My older dog gets it once in a while. It just happens. They like to put a lot of stuff in their mouth. Most of it's not supposed to go there. Some of it doesn't agree with them. No big deal. But then I woke up this morning. He's still doing like whining at the door. We hadn't been in bed for more than an hour and a half, and he's like crying for the door. So I went to go follow him out this morning, and it's like 6:30 in the morning maybe, and now it's getting to the point where we gotta phone to bed. There's definitely nothing formed about it. It's not good. It's not good. I'm like, all right. So I stayed up for the hour till they opened at 7:30. I phoned him up. I was like, hey, this is what's going on. They're like, yeah, no, we definitely want to see him right away. This is like 4 days now. He's a young puppy. Bring him in. Perfect. So they set me up for an appointment at 11, which is way earlier than I like to be awake, but whatever. And they also asked for a stool sample. The weirdest thing I've collected from my dog in a long time. From any dog in a long time. Never had to do that before. Very strange. So, okay, so I followed him out on his next round of things and collected up a little bit for them, and I got him up at 10 o'clock. I threw all the dogs outside for a quick bathroom break. I got myself together, tucked the dog, and off I went to the vet's office. And I went to the vet. She was saying that usually in puppies, you know, it's usually something ate. They're just not agreeing with them. No big deal. But it's been a couple of days now. She just wanted to make sure there was no, like, virus, bacterial, parasite sort of thing going on, which is why they asked for the stool sample. So, no big deal. She's like, it's probably just going to be a food thing. We'll switch them around. We'll see how it goes. And we'll kind of go from there. She came back in like 10 minutes later. She's like, there's for sure bacteria in there. Like, perfect. Poor guy. She's like, I don't think the bacteria caused the problem. I think he probably ate something that just didn't agree with him. He got regular diarrhea like any other puppy would. And that's when this bacteria got in. It's called a secondary infection. And I was like, oh, kind of like C. diff. And she looked at me and goes, actually, exactly C. diff. Oh. Poor guy. He's sleeping on the floor next to me. You guys want to see him? I'll warm you on mine now. He's just napping. The dude's on the mat beside him. Two very small dogs. Two very large mats. Whatever. So anyways. So, poor guy. For those of you guys that have never heard of C. diff before, I work as a paramedic. I'm very familiar with C. diff. It is a opportunistic infection, and humans get it as well. Usually humans get it because you've done something that's upset your normal gut bacteria, and most of the times it's something as benign as taking an antibiotic for an ear infection. Completely benign, deals with the ear infection, but the antibiotics kind of wonk out your normal gut bacteria, and that's when C. diff likes to get in. And so what we figured happened to Thor was he probably just had an upset stomach because he ate something he probably wasn't supposed to. He had a little bit of the runs. He might have puked once when I didn't look or didn't see because we're getting snow right now, so as soon as it's done, it gets covered up right away. So if I didn't see it, it just kind of never happened. And it got it. So that sucks. So she's like, I'm going to put you on a special food that's really soft on his stomach and also has more vitamins and minerals because he's a growing puppy and he's a big breed dog. So she didn't want him to run out of phosphorus or calcium because then he may end up with bones that don't form properly because he's basically in a sort of formative year of those growing. So okay, not a problem. So I'm also going to prescribe you antibiotics for the bacterial infection. Be on him for 5 days. Keep an eye on him. If he doesn't show any signs of dehydration and it solves up in 5 days, then we're good to rock and roll. If it doesn't solve up in the 5 days or he starts showing signs of dehydration, bring him back in. Like, okay, perfect. We get back in the truck. We start heading home. And we got to my exit on the road. There's sort of like a ring road that goes around the city that I live in. We were literally pulling off on the exit to go to my house. I live 5 minutes from that exit. And he starts getting up doing the whining thing in the back of my truck. I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, hold on, there's like 2 minutes till we get to the house. Like, you'll be okay. And I was starting to go on the accelerator like a little harder than you should. And it wasn't like 5 seconds later. We weren't even off the major road that turns into the small road that is my community. And he pooped in my car. Explosively pooped in my car. Like, oh, great. 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 And it's minus 11 Celsius today, which is, I have no idea in Fahrenheit. 32 down to minus 11. Probably like 0 degrees, 10 degrees maybe Fahrenheit. Somebody'd have to do the math on that one. I can't do it while I'm talking to you guys on the phone. So it's cold out. So the window's up. Oh, y'all, C. diff diarrhea has a nasty smell in adults. Turns out it also has a nasty smell in dogs. While I was doing okay in the front, my dog was not doing okay in the back, so he proceeded to throw up in the back of my truck. All before I could get pulled over on the side of the road to get him out of the car. Because I still could get pulled over, he ate it. Good Lord. The whole time I'm yelling at him to stop. But he just feels bad. Like his ears are down, he feels like he's in trouble. Oh my God. And then he stepped in it, and I walked in my truck because he's anxious, and I was right up mad at him, and he knows he's pooped in the vehicle, and he's usually like totally coherent, like and poops outside all the time, like he hasn't had a mess in the house in months, probably 3 weeks now. I haven't had a mess in the house. So he knows. I felt so bad, guys, and it is so awful in the back of my truck. And then I had to come home, and I had to let him out into the backyard. I let my other dogs out in the backyard. And I kind of sat there for a minute, just sort of absorbing the massive destruction that has just happened inside of my vehicle. Like, what do I do now? And really the answer is, I'm hungry, which is a gross thought process. And a lot of you were like, how do you even eat right now? But I'm a paramedic. Sometimes we just do gross stuff, and then we just turn it off when we go have lunch. It's a weird thing that you do with your brain. I'm sure a lot of parents have done exactly the same thing. Wiped out something holy god awful. And then just went, well, I guess it's snack time. Hadn't had breakfast yet, so I sat down, and I had lunch while the puppies ran around the house, and I formulated a plan. And really the plan was, I guess I'm going to have to write my midterm first. Because today is midterm day for my psychology class. So in case you're working at McEwen and you're working the Psych 105 class, if you see my name come up, I'm really sorry about the quality today. My head was not in the game or anywhere near my computer. It was mostly still sitting at that vial thing that's now sitting in my vehicle where I was like, what am I going to do with this? Oh. So then I had to go get some cleaning supplies. Because usually in my house, I have like Lysol and a spray bottle. And I just have rags. No big deal. Because I usually wash them. But I'm not about to clean up this mess out of my car and then put it back in my house. Like, guys, my plan was to drag out my garbage can to put it beside my vehicle. I already had gloves pulled out because C. diff is fecal to oral, and I have no idea if people can catch the C. diff bacteria from dogs or if it's a different strain, and I ain't taking chances. So, I put Thor in a kennel. I threw them outside, made sure he had a good poop before I left. He usually goes for about an hour before he needs help. I grabbed Little Miss, we went to Canadian Tire, and I went to go grab some Lysol wipes that I could just throw in the garbage when I was done wiping with them. I brought her home, I put her back in the house, I put them all outside for another break, just in case. And then I went and dealt with the awful, awful scenario that was in the back of my truck. Guys, I'm out there, and it's like -10, and it is snowing, and I'm in just a hoodie and jogging, or like yoga pants. Not a bunch of Goodman good stuff. Oh, with like the hatchback open, and just like the garbage can beside me, and I throw out everything it touched. He's got me a new leash. Some of the reusable bags, they're not reusable anymore. Those are gone. I usually have like all of the bags stuffed into bags. Because I got lazy the other day, I just threw the bags I brought into my house back into my car, and I didn't put them back into the big bag. So there was 2 bags that he walked on with his poop-covered feet. We're not getting those back. So I threw those out. I put them all into a different bag. It was inside of the bags that got dirty. And I cleaned my truck up. Did you know that Lysol has mango and hibiscus scented wipes? Just saying. Kind of smells like citrus in my car. But it's better than pure poop. Just saying. So that's the adventure we've had today. He's had 1 dose of antibiotics already. Gonna have 5 more days worth. And I'm gonna go cry. hopefully the psych exam went well, because my plan to like study and do some stuff before I wrote the test didn't happen. And I've spent the entire evening since studying more physiology, because I have another exam coming up in another week. Good times. Good times. So, wherever you are, I hope you got a good laugh. Now that I can laugh about it and not just straight up cry. Oh, one cool thing I did is I made something called a snuffle mat. Have you guys ever seen these before? So, a snuffle mat, if you've never seen one, is these little things. You get like this kind of like stuff, and then you throw your dog's kibble in it. Not wet food, obviously, because that would be disgusting, but dry food. Put dry food in it, and then he has to like sniff around and poke around, and it basically slows down your eaters that are rabid, which both of mine now are. So I made Thor a snuffle mat. I made one for Little Miss. I put a picture up on my Instagram. If you haven't seen it, the Instagram links are in my description. I'm still sewing it. That's why there's a needle there. Obviously, I'm not going to give it to him with the needle still in it. But to make it a little bit fun, I made the snuffle. And it's literally just like the mat that you get. They're drying mats for your dishes. That's all this is. And I cut holes in it, which was a bit of an adventure. And then I literally just like in one hole, out the other, and tied in the front. And that's the whole thing. Super quick, super easy. And then for like a little bit of extra fun, I got like some little pieces of foam, or not foam, felt. And so there's little things to like stick his snacks under, so he has to go looking for them. And little cups, and there's little flowers, and some little like flaps of stuff. They got little bears and Bambies and stuff on them. They're super cute. And then he'll have to flip those open. Obviously, I haven't sewn these down because they're just held by pins for right now. But I'm going to sew those on while I listen to my next round of lectures. And hopefully regain back my sanity somewhere in the middle. So I'm sorry that I look like crap. My house is not prepped. I wasn't going to put on makeup to tell you a story about how my dog pooped in my car today. I still love him to pieces. He is not going anywhere. But whoo, did we have a day. We should not do that again. Stop eating stuff. It's not supposed to go in your mouth. Problem we got. So anyways, I'll let you guys go. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I definitely update to there much more regularly than I do my YouTube channel. So both my links and the one for the dogs. I made Thor's Doggo Adventures, I think, is the one I made up for the dog. I only had the new puppy. I did not have 2 new puppies. I didn't think that was going to be a thing, and it literally happened inside of a week. So, I don't know what to do. But I post pictures of her, and I post pictures of him, and our older dog, Loki, all the time. We have, like, almost 100 followers on there, and I've only left it to, like, only following other dogs. So when I'm having kind of a rough day, I just scroll through his Instagram, and it's just puppy videos and puppy pictures. I've followed every single dog that's come anywhere close to that account. So if you also have a dog that's on there, if you go and follow me, if your account is open, I will follow you back if it's a dog account, because that's just the way it rolls down. But yeah, hopefully you guys are having an awesome day. Hopefully you got a good laugh out of this poop story. Puppies are fun. They're also really gross. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.